All right, attempt number 2 for this, if it's going to work. Live here for Fastlane JCTV podcast. This is the pre-race show for the RPS Marketing 200, which kicks off season 5 of the Blazer Sim Racing AMSOIL Truck Series. I'm Josh Coppernell. I'm joined by Adam Kuhn. Adam, how you doing?
Doing well, Josh. Excited for this season to begin. A lot of new changes for season 5. A lot to look forward to. Got a lot that's going to happen tonight, I'm sure. A lot in store here on the high banks at Daytona. So a lot to go over tonight.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to this season, the series returning after a little winter hiatus. Can't believe that we're actually here and getting this thing underway. But yeah, there's some things we got to go over, some changes, and some interviews as well. We're gonna have.
Yeah, some changes, like you mentioned right off the top there, Josh. It's the AMSOIL Truck Series now. Tonight, hopefully, going to be a great show for them as their first race as the presenting sponsor of the league, and it's going to be first time in series history that we run dual seasons on the calendar year. So a lot to look forward to this season. These upcoming next seasons, Josh.
Yeah, and another change course. I am in the booth this season. Oh my goodness! I just saw death. Um, in practice. Literally just loaded in here and immediately saw death. Um, but anyway, yeah. So I mean, the session is open right now for drivers. They are out on track. Just take practice laps. Maybe qualifying laps. See how it's going to be out there for qualifying, but still a lot of time for these guys to get settled in and get ready for 200 miles tonight.
Yeah, one of those changes, Josh, is I'm going to try my best racing this season. Thanks to everyone at SBOD and Radius who helped me get all this equipment last season. We have death already on our exit lap after the pit party. So this practice is off to a great start, Josh.
Still trying to get everything all set up on my end. But yeah, I've had an amazing opportunity to be able to be out there racing last couple of seasons, and now we are Adam on track, and now that you guys can see some things, another new thing that we have, if you look, is a brand new ticker. Cameron Caldwell and C2 Graphics, which is, well, Cameron Caldwell, has spent a ton of time on this ticker over the off-season getting it ready. We debuted it last night in the DI9 Designs and AOR series. But tonight, it's actually going to have a lot more functions than it did last night. I'm looking forward to that. And seeing what's going to come and play with it.
Yeah, it looks really good, Josh. I'm excited to see what you're able to optimize tonight for the full broadcast. I'm kind of disappointed to lose the old one. I like that one a lot. It holds a very special part in the JCTV history, but as always, Evolution and change has to come to make things better, and I think this is going to be a great step for the presentation of everything in 2024 with JCTV. A lot of changes on the way. We mentioned a lot of the ones for this series, but a lot of series on the way as there's an accident right there in the tri-oval.
Trying to get everything all set up, make sure everything is good to go. So we have some interviews we're gonna do with some drivers, some other people as well. I'm not sure where we start with interviews, Adam, but let's see. You know what? Let's bring in the guy that is behind everything. Gabriel Caldwell. You there?
I'm here. So I gotta mute the what is this? Fastlane Live stream on my end. But yes, I'm here.
Well, you know, we are finally here at the season opener for season 5. It's been a little bit, but you know, just tell us kind of what's to come for this season and what's been going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, really excited that we're finally getting back going tonight. Obviously, we've been off for about 2 months, working hard to get some new stuff going. Obviously, new tile sponsor with AMSOIL. Big shout out to them for coming on board. And as you mentioned a bit ago, we have a new JCTV broadcast theme, which we'll get more into on the actual race broadcasts. But really excited about that. I've been spending many late nights working on it, so happy it's finally in play tonight. But yeah, really excited to see how it's grown in the off season. We have a bunch of new people this season. Excited to see how they do, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it.
Now, of course, tonight we are here for the BSR AMSOIL Truck Series, but there has been a little bit of an extension as well, which I could talk a little bit about myself, just because being the head admin of it, but being under the BSR banner. Tell us a little bit about, well, the Fastlane Cup Series.
Yeah, so we're starting a Cup Series, expanding the Blazer Sim Racing League. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Words are tough.
And, yeah, we are running the Gen 4 Cup cars on Wednesday nights. If we're being fully honest here, we haven't seen the science we're looking at quite yet, so we're not 100% sure if it's going to be broadcasted yet, but if we see the numbers start to go up as far as car count goes, it will be on JCTV on Wednesday nights. But yeah, we've been talking about expanding the league the past 2 or 3 truck seasons, and finally decided to pull the trigger on it. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, not trucks, so it'll be a little bit different to see how it works out. But hopefully it works out good, and yeah, hopefully it's another long-term GCTV league.
Lastly, what I want to talk to you about, so another new thing, it's one thing that we had in the league after Mr. Alien Jimmy Johnson, Jonathan Parker won the Season 3 championship was a cap, which capped drivers at a 4,000 I rating. So, if you went over that, you wouldn't be able to participate, and full time, that is. And there was a grandfather rule where you could make 5 starts.
Yeah, I can take it from here if you want.
Go right ahead.
So yeah, basically the entire league existence has had a 4,000 I rating cap, and during season 3, which is the season Jonathan Parker won the championship, he got over the 4,000 I rating cap. The rule was always that they can finish the season that we're in, and after that, then they cannot race any longer. So he was able to finish the season, obviously won the championship, and then in the season 3 to season 4 off season, we added the rule to grandfather him in. Basically, I call it the Jonathan Parker rule because it allowed him to keep racing, and I think at that point he was the only one who was affected by the cap. So he was able to race part-time for 5 races last season, which he did, and then ironically, the season 4 champion Ethan Moreno also hit the 4,000 I rating cap during season 4, so he was going to also be a part of that. But we as admins decided to take a look at that rule, and while we're not super ready to up the cap just yet, we added what we're calling the JCTV clause, which allows anyone who is over the 4,000 I rating cap who races in another league on JCTV to race pending admin approval. So basically, if we feel like they race clean in their other respective leagues, we will let them race. So Jonathan Parker, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, and I believe right now Dane Cruz are all part of that. Also Oscar Enriquez for his one-off tonight. As far as I know, Ethan is the only one of that group that will be full-time still. Both Parker and Dane Cruz will be part-time per their choice. But yeah, so that's a new thing. So you might see some of your favorite other JCTV League drivers show up every once in a while who are pretty good. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think it's a good compromise to what we wanted. The league had a conversation about basically throughout the entire off season, off and on. So that's what we agreed on, and that's what we're going to roll with going forward.
Alrighty, well, thank you, and we'll let you get back into getting prepped for tonight's race, and we'll talk to you, I'm sure, a little bit later on tonight.
All right.
So, with that, we're going to step away for a quick couple of seconds. But don't go anywhere because these are literally just a couple seconds. That's it.
Fastlane is also sponsored by Spooky Games. Check them out in Attleboro, Massachusetts, or online at spooky-games.square.site or on their Facebook today. Links are in the description.
Fastlane, a JCTV podcast, is sponsored by FACES, the National Craniofacial Association. So big thanks to Spooky Games and FACES for supporting Fastlane, as always. And let's keep rolling into it. So, next, let's go ahead and talk to another guy who's here. And I'm going to pull him in. Adam, do you want to talk to Mr. Brian Haynes?
Sure. Hey, Brian, you got a copy?
Hey, Adam, how's it going, man?
It's going It's going well. Excited for Season 5 opening race tonight?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just glad to be able to have the time to come out here and run with all these guys. Kyle and I have been looking forward to it for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, Kyle's pretty high right now on the leaderboard. What about yourself going to go into this race? It's going to be a pretty chaotic race, I think, personally. What are your expectations into race here at Daytona?
Well, it's the new year, new season. Everybody's got to knock the rust off a little bit. So I'm not sure what Kyle and I are going to do yet. We haven't really discussed our race strategy. But we'll probably hang out, make sure that we can get to the end, and then whatever happens at the latter part of the race happens, but we want to be there at the end.
Sounds like the same strategy I'm going for if I'm able to make the race. So I'm watching you right now on the track, working with Kyle, of course. Got 3 other trucks around you. How hairy is this race, and just trying to get some laps down with your teammate while these guys are on their own strategy, not really sure what they're up to?
Yeah, Kyle and I haven't run a plate race together, I think, in almost a year. We just had a lot going on with Martin and real world racing, so we're just trying to get back on the same wavelength. As you guys know, like being on that same wavelength with your teammates and anticipating their moves, having them anticipate yours is really a key to success here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big part of the race tonight. What else are you looking for tonight? It's going to be really chaotic 250 miles. It's going to be, I think, we're going to have, hopefully, another long green flag run like we had last season. What do you have in store for that? Any strategy plans that you have talked about yet?
Yeah, we really like the outside here and at Talladega, and it's always worked well for us, whether we're running fixed or open setups. But seems like there's some new players out here that I'm not used to, so it's going to be us figuring out, who we can trust out here, who we can race with. But really looking forward to it for the BSR AMSOIL team to get this season off to a great start, and you guys up there in the booth and all that you guys do. It's just great to be back, and I think everybody feels the same way.
Absolutely. It's great to see you out on the track. One last question before we let you get back down into practice. How many races are you looking forward to this season? Obviously not a full-time competitor most of the year with all your endeavors you mentioned before, Brian. So how many do you have circled right now for this season?
I don't have any set number. It's going to be as much as I can, as often as I can. We had our daughter. She's 8 months old. She's going to be 9 months old next month. So got dad duty, got everything going with Martin. But as often as I can be here with these guys and race, I'm going to be here. And even when I'm not racing, I'm always following what you guys are doing and what's happening on the track. So you really can't ask for a better group of guys to race with. A lot of fun. Everybody just loves racing, and that's what it's all about.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Brian. Before you get into the race tonight, hopefully it's a good one for you, yourself and Kyle, and hopefully we get to talk to you a little bit later in the broadcast.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, and enjoy the show from up there. And Adam, if you're in the race, see you out here, bud.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Later.
And that was Brian Haynes, who I am trying to get back into his team channel. And I'm struggling with.
I got it.
Thank you. And then while you're on it, if you want to bring down Dawson, pretty please. Hey, Dawson, you there?
Got you loud and clear.
Hey, man, I'm a little jealous of your position right now, but no, I'm really excited for you. I know you really want to get back out there and do some racing. Currently P2 on the practice charts for Daytona. It's all a whirlwind. We know that, how it goes, but just tell us, what you're thinking out there. How's tonight going to play for you? What's the plans?
Feeling really good about tonight. It's been a while since I've been able to get behind the wheel of this number 79 AL8 machine. Decided to bring out the Orange Cream AL8 for tonight's race, and might go with Orange Cream going forward for a little bit. But it's just been a fantastic last couple of months broadcasting this league, getting to call the action and watch everybody race. But I have still had that itch to get behind the wheel, so getting to finally do it full time throughout this season is definitely going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you out there. You and I always have a competitive rivalry as well with the booth and on track. I think we both share a fourth place finish as our best finishes in this league. Yours, Talladega, I believe. Mine at Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to see you out there. So, it has been a while for you on a full-time basis. Of course, you have done some one-offs. Talladega last season was one of them. Now, tonight, getting back comfortable in the truck with the drivers tonight, and a lot of new faces as well. How important is it going to be to really work with your teammates and keep the SBLD train up front?
It's definitely hard. We got a lot of guys as part of the team that are here tonight. A lot of guys that are going to have to try to make the field in the first place, much less actually racing in it. But it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, we've done a great job whenever we race together. We work together really well. We find ways to work out and get to the front or get where we need to be. We've done it before in season 3. We did it in season 2. And I'm sure we'll be able to do it tonight. Brett's really good at kind of figuring out where we need to go and what we need to do. It's been pretty good. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll have a really good shot to fight for it.
All right. Well, I haven't been asking. Well, I've only personally have done one other interview tonight, and I wasn't planning on really asking anybody sponsors or shout-outs. 'Cause it's just Fastlane, but just so you can get in the routine and get used to it. What are some shout-outs you've got to give tonight that'll help you throughout this race?
First and foremost, everybody at SVLD. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are part of this team. There's too many to name fully, but I'll try it anyways. Andrew, Brett, Brian, Dalton, Toasty, Danny, Matt. You've got, I think I mentioned Andrew already. Jeffrey's here tonight. Oscar's here tonight. There's a lot of guys. Too many to name, like I said. But just everybody there. Shane O'Neill, another one that's out there tonight. So we got a lot of guys out there ready to work together and see if we can't get a win for the team and all that. So shout out to all of them and everybody that's tuning in, getting to see me race instead of hearing me in the booth. I know you're going to be very excited to not have to hear me talking for the next couple hours. So that's definitely something to look forward to. But it should be a lot of fun. It should be a great race. And I can't wait to see the replay after the race tonight.
All right. Good luck to you, Dawson. And who knows? Maybe we will talk to you later on tonight.
Who knows? We'll see. Thank you.
And that was Dawson Allen, currently P2 on the practice chart. And full-time driver for Season 5. So let's see here. Adam, what are you thinking next? What should we bring in next?
Let's give Jeffrey Armistead a talk. He's not a full-timer here.
I like that, actually. He is really good on these types of races. Couple wins on JCTV on plate racing as well. I think it's going to be pretty cool to hear what he has to say, Adam.
Hey, Jeffrey, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, couple minutes left here in this practice session before we get started. So here on Fastlane Live, what do you think about tonight's race? Josh was just mentioning a couple wins here at Daytona on JCTV in the past. Not a regular in the AMSOIL Truck Series, so what's it going to take tonight to be up in the mix?
That's a very good question. I think there's a lot of new people here, and we're going to have a very big field, so that will definitely add some complexity to it. I haven't really been racing a lot over the last month or so there's going to be a learning curve for me to kind of reacclimate myself to how the trucks draft and everything. I mean, there's going to be some luck involved with wrecks and avoiding the wrecks and pitting at the right time, and then obviously timing runs at the end. So kind of have to see how the cards fall, but I'm pretty confident that myself or one of my teammates, we can be in the mix at the end and see if we're in the right lane at the right time to make a run for the win.
Got a lot of teammates in this race. A few of them up at the top of the board right now. So, what do you think about having all that in your favor, or do you think it might be a little bit of an issue with so many trucks on your side? A little bit congestion at the end?
I mean, I think it's good to have fast teammates. My problem is I'm in Group 2. I am not with a single one of my teammates, so all those fast laps that they've been setting and drafting together, that has been without me. So there's going to be a learning curve in the race for me too, just to figure out what my teammates are trying to do and how they're drafting and where they're pushing and things like that. So I think it's better to have fast teammates than not, and then we'll typically probably race fairly clean to the end, and I don't know, hopefully one of us can take it. Hopefully we'll be the ones controlling the race at the end, and if things fall right, I might be the one out in front.
Well, I asked this question to Brian since he's also not a full-time driver. How many races do you expect to participating in here on Saturday nights? I know you're not able to make it as often as you'd like, so how often do you think we'll see that 20 truck this season?
That's a good question. I haven't looked at the schedule to see when I'll be around. I mean, if I can make, maybe half the races, that'd be a pretty good showing, I feel like. But anytime I'm free on a Saturday night, I'll try to run here. It's just Saturday night's a tough night for me to run personally.
Understandable. Well, it looks like a fast 20 truck. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, you're in that practice session kind of by yourself there with a few other people. So good luck in qualifying and in the race, Jeffrey. Know you'll be fast, and hopefully you'll be up there at the end. So good luck to yourself and your teammates tonight.
Yep, thanks guys, and good luck. Have a good broadcast.
Was Jeffrey, I almost said Josh, like we mentioned, former winner, Joe's Karting 172 on JCTV last year.
Yeah, very fast driver. Also took slide job season opener. From last season.
That's right. That was a very impressive win with his teammates, many of which in the race tonight, Josh.
Let's do one more quick interview before we sorry, responding to DMs. Let's do one more quick interview before we end Fastlane and head into the broadcast. I'm thinking, let's go ahead. Stop doing what I wanted to. Okay. Hey, Justin, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you come in here to Daytona. Couple of wins on, well, one win on a plate race. Atlanta. Okay. Season 3. Coming to here at Daytona, looking to start off the season strong. I know very well how good the Radius drivers are when it comes to draft style racing. How are you feeling about tonight?
I'm excited. Good to be back here on Saturday nights after a 2-month hiatus. Don't really know what to expect other than probably carnage tonight. We're going to have a full field, so probably just going to stay patient for a good portion of the race. Obviously can't win it on lap 1. And just hope to avoid whatever mess happens and just be at the end.
Now I know, as well that, as I mentioned, the Radius guys are always so good at working together at this style of racing. Now, my question is, I also know that in some ways there are some drivers that like to be up front. There's others that like to be in the back. Now, I could ask you this question, and I know your answer. You're going to say in the back. Last season, you actually kind of gave yourself a drive-through penalty. Michael Kruger, the guy that eventually won the race, did have a drive-through penalty, and you said you were going to go with him just because. And so, I mean, how is it going to factor into, some of your teammates being up front, some of your teammates being in the back, to how you make your decision for tonight?
I think regardless of what they do, I'll probably be in the back to start. Like I said, we're going to have a full field, so it's going to be probably a little bit chaotic. Everybody's a little pumped up to finally race again, so we could see some a wreck before the stage. I'm not wishing on it, but I'll just probably sit in the back, giving me the best shot to avoid that, and hopefully set myself up there to beat her there to the end.
All right. Well, we're going to let you get back up there and spend these next few minutes polishing up anything. You're practicing pit stops there, but just with the rest of practice. And maybe we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thank you.
Justin Duran, driver for Radius. Also Championship 4 driver from last season. So that's about going to do it from us here for Fastlane, of course. We're going to go live here in just a couple minutes for the broadcast. It is scheduled to go live now, but I'm going to give myself just a couple minutes. Make sure that everything is good on my end. One thing I will say, 40 drivers race tonight. We have 40 drivers in the session. We could have some DNQs. There's still 14 minutes left for these drivers to register before qualifying. So, still a lot can happen. We're going to have a lot of drama in this race. It is going to be very crazy. So, Adam, any final words?
Yeah, I want to thank Andrew Elias for sponsoring me tonight, putting the RNASCAR truck alive for the number 19 truck in the debut for this truck at Vortex Racing. This should be a lot of fun tonight, like you mentioned. Hopefully we qualify in. That's what I'm out here practicing right now. I don't know how good it's going to be, but we're going to try everything, Josh. It's hopefully going to be a show, and hopefully we're going to be a part of it in some way, whether at the back, just riding laps, just trying to make it to the end, or just watching along after DNQ. It's not going to matter too much. It's still going to be a fun race, though, Josh. Good luck to you in the booth, of course, as always. Should be a fun one.
All right. Good luck to you out on the track, and maybe, just maybe, we'll talk to you later.
Hopefully.